Forever held within our soul, in love and peace you make us whole. Your spirit guides with tender grace. In Kami's arms you find your place. Tamarasu kikakete inoranayo yo no ya. Oya no mi oya no kami no chiwa yo. Mitama no kami. Receive the blessings Kami sends. May peace and virtue never end. Stand by us in our daily quest and lead us all to lives of rest. Tamadasu kikakete inoranayo yo no ya. Oya no mi oya no kami no chiwa iyo. Tamadasu kikakete inoranayo yo no ya. Oya no mi oya no kami no. Tamadasu kikakete inoranayo yo no ya. Oya no mi oya no kami no chiwa yo. Mitama no kami. We thank you, our foundation true, for every land we journey through, from our country to each state, to our city we celebrate. Tamadasu kikakete inoranayo yo no ya. Oya no mi oya no kami no chiwa yo. Mitama no kami. Through sacrifice and trials faced, you paved a road where love's embraced, and we your children walk today in blessings from your selfless way. Tamadasu kikakete inoranayo yo no ya. Oya no mi oya no kami no chiwa yo. Mitama no kami. Forever held within our soul, in love and peace you make us whole. Your spirit guides with tender grace. In Kami's arms you find your place. Tamadasu kikakete inoranayo yo no ya. Oya no mi oya no kami no chiwa yo. Mitama no kami. Receive the blessings Kami sends. May peace and virtue never end. Stand by us in our daily quest and lead us all to lives of rest. Tamadasu kikakete inoranayo yo no ya. Oya no mi oya no 神の血はいよたまらすきかけて祈らない世の親親の身親の神の好きかけて祈らないよ世の親親の身親の神の血はいよ御霊の神 We thank you our foundation true for every land we journey through from our country to each state To our city we celebrate たまだ好きかけて祈らないよ世の親親の身親の神の血はいよ御霊の神 Through sacrifice and trials faced You paved a road where love's embraced And we, your children, walk today in blessings from your selfless way. たまだ好きかけて祈らないよ世の親親の身親の神の血はいよ御霊の神Forever held within our soul In love and peace you make us whole Your spirit guides with tender grace In Kami's arms you find your place たまら好きかけて祈らないよ世の親親の身親の神の血はいよ御霊の神 Receive the blessings Kami sends May peace and virtue never end Stand by us in our daily quest And lead us all to lives of rest たまだ好きかけて祈らないよ世の親親の身親の神の血はいよたまだ好きかけて祈らないよ世の親親の身親の神の だ好きかけて祈らないよ世の親親の身を
This is hard to see. Oh, that makes a nice. Good morning, everybody. I don't know how this works, but all channels. Okay, all channels. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today for the August monthly memorial service. For this month of August, definitely for this month of August. I know 2 services in this month, but again, last 2 weeks ago we had the service for Tenchi Kane and the prayer for peace, and today we focus on our ancestors. And later on, after today's sermon, I'll go over the list of services that will be taking place for the month of September and going into the month of October, because that's going to be a very busy time for all of us. But without any further, but before I begin, if you haven't done so, if you could please do the forms, the sampai forms, or the omairi attendance forms, so that I can. In this form, though, there's a special section. If you have, and I'll explain it again at the end. But if you have not yet submitted names of people who are not registered, and you'd like them to be added to the Reijinbo or the Book of the Deceased, please use the forms, here, to just include their names for me as well. But without any further ado, let's begin today's monthly memorial service. Jido Haire, 4 sincere claps. Prayer of sincere Toritsugi. I am a Konko Kyo believer. I believe in Ikigami Konko Daijin, Tenchi Kane no Kami. I have come today to practice my faith, appreciate and acknowledge the blessings, favors, and interventions of Tenchi Kane no Kami, honor the ancestors, and learn more about the faith of Konko Daijin. As I learn more about the heart of Tenchi Kane no Kami, I nurture the faith of my spiritual family. Thus, I boldly confess that my mind is alert, my heart is receptive, and I will never be the same as long as I practice the faith and receive Toritsugi. Kami Konko Daijin sama Tenchi Kane no Kami sama. Thank you. Do Haire, 4 sincere claps. Do Haire, 4 sincere claps. Amatsunori to 高間の原にかむずまります。かむろぎかむろみのみこともちて、すめみおやかむいざなぎのみことつくしんの、ひゅうがの立ち花のおどのわわぎはらにみそぎ、洗いたまうときにあれませる。あらえどの神たちもろもろのまがごと、罪けがれを払いたまい清めたまえ、と申すことのしおは待つ神国津、神やおよろずの神たちともに雨の淵駒の耳振り立ててきこ示せと、かしこみも申す。大ぬさ行事 Purification Rite。払え、たまえ、清めたまえ、かんながら、守りたまえ、先はえたまえ。With each wave, may your diseases and discomforts, pain and suffering, impurities and negativities be dispelled into the great and vast universe. May anger, resentment, fear, prejudice, and all that disturbs the peace within our hearts be purified and released. Allow each of us to return to the purest state of mind, that we may become instruments of peace, blessed and protected by the great love, virtue, and energy of Tenchi Kane no Kami. Harae tamae, kiyome tamae, kan nagara mamori tamae, sakiwae tamae. Please open your prayer books to page 3 for the mediation prayer. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we receive the mediation anew with all our hearts and souls on this day, this very moment. Ikigami Konko Daijin sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin sama. Chido tomoni haide 4 sincere claps along with the head officiant. Prayer for grace. Kami-sama, give me grace for this day, not for a lifetime, nor for next year, next month, next week, or tomorrow. Yes, give me grace just for this day. Direct my work and bless it. Advise me the things I say and give them blessings too. Direct and bless everything that I think, do, and speak, so that for this one day I have the gift of grace that comes from your presence. Kami-sama, just this one day, let me live generously and kindly, in a state of grace and goodness that makes me a little bit like you. Please open your prayer books to page 29 for Shintoku Sanji. Aogi matsureba ten takaku. Aogi matsureba ten takaku orogami. Matsureba chi wa atsushi kami no megumi ni ikasaru mi no saiwai zo arigataki. Waga ikigami no ontori tsugi hito himo kakuru toki no naku tenchi no kami no on mamori toki chikaki no hedate nashi kan itsukushimi wa yorozu yo ni yamaneku michi de hate shinaku kan hakarai wa くすしくて人の思いぞを呼ばざる我ら今月今日やび祭りでひたすらに神の御影をたたえ祭らん神の比例を仰ぎ祭らんChido haire for sincere claps. Chido haire for sincere claps. Please open your prayer books to page 11 for prayer to the departed souls. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you were given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will be remembered eternally, your lives retold from generation to generation, honored as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami and help us to fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we handed down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us. 지도 K-대, please bow your heads in prayer. 岩幕も尊き、これの教派神道根高教三霊語教会、ウィッタローシル教会、メキシコ、ポーランド、各広前にご縁深き、チュラビスタ校舎御霊屋の御前に、岩木祭り立て祭るご霊人様に、慎み、敬い魔を咲く。ここに、神取家、川手家、並びに金光家のご霊人様をはじめ、長き時を超えて、ご縁を結びたまいし、ご霊人様の皆を申し上げ、立て祭り、謹んでお呼び出し申し上げ、立て祭ります。We honor and appreciate the parents who gave birth and raised the source of teachings, 金光大臣、神取十平君の御霊の神、神取下姫の御霊の神、川手久米次郎の御霊の神、川手岩の御霊の神、川手家、神取家、西本家、赤沢家、厚婚連申し上げ立て祭ります。青がれたももあなとうと、道のかたじけなさを、お道案内に表したまい、なにわの里に舞い登りて、人を助けておのが助かるの道、人を喜べば神喜びたもうとごように、神明を捧げ尽くしたまいぬ。本校教大阪教会初代、白神いや広間道分けの御事の御霊の神、大教会長白神道沖いや高根の君の御霊の神、本校教道広教会初代、稲垣貞七三牛と要求しの御霊の神、これのご霊殿に御心も麗しく静まります。本校教サンフランシスコ教会三大教会長、松井文牛の御霊の神、三大教会長藤松井文子姫の御霊の神、本校教玉水教会初代、湯川安太郎三牛道照見柱牛の御霊の神、初代夫人湯川秀沖たらし道照姫の御霊の神、二大教会長湯川茂牛の御霊の神、二大教会長夫人湯川文雄姫の御霊の神、三大教会長湯川康夫氏の御霊の神、三大教会長夫人湯川真理子姫の御霊の神、本校教銀座教会初代湯川誠一牛の御霊の神、初代夫人湯川津也姫の御霊の神、二大教会長湯川信直牛の御霊の神、二大教会長夫人湯川千代姫の御霊の神、本校教高槻南教会初代湯川久夫牛の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。これの総霊殿の奥罪どこに御心も麗しく静まります。本校教三霊語教会初代湯川則和氏の御霊の神、初代前妻シーラ・メリー・チャップマン、非正式姫の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。氷川家、土井家、牧野家、高橋家、ハンファミリー、チャップマンファミリー、デネスファミリー、ペティッツファミリー、ルスケファミリー、ビヴンスファミリー、中尾家、ナタ家、 渋谷家、今岡家の先祖代々の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。秀島力松の御霊の神、秀島弥生寺姫の御霊の神、秀島無名の御霊の神、上田英二の御霊の神、本堂夏子南市の御霊の神、石渡春子姫の御霊の神、武田佐々姫の御霊の神、児玉正幸牛の御霊の神、児玉菊江姫の御霊の神、児玉京子ドルティ大戸寺の御霊の神、高橋春子マーガレット姫の御霊の神、伊藤子姫の御霊の神、高田玉姫の御霊の神、牛尾広直牛の御霊の神、井川脇子姫の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。宮井家、藍住家、荻野家、スピースファミリー、奇数家、ペレアファミリー、ココスカファミリー、田代家、伊藤千尋の家の御霊の神、服部家、半林家、若林家、ミークファミリー、望月家、浅戸家、石川家、谷本家、カスティオファミリー、ベンファミリー、石井家、デイファミリー、スタッマンファミリー、シェパードファミリー、ウォードファミリー、川崎美佐子の家の御霊の神、ドランファミリー、フィンリーファミリー、野添家、アヤラファミリー、トムソンファミリー、マーティンファミリー、フランクファミリー、浅野家、ジュリーレディファミリー、須藤家、井ノ口家、楠木家、長島家、デイビスファミリー、オブラインファミリー、デラウェイファミリー、高見家、牧野家、園田家、メイファミリー、田中清信の家の御霊の神、田中義雄の家の御霊の神、宮本喜八の家の御霊の神、大本家、西尾家、立野家、富増家、坂東光弘の家の御霊の神、谷口好みの家の御霊の神、ラスタキスファミリー、河野家、飯森家、キャルフンファミリー、藤本家、伊藤和子の家の御霊の神、森井家、クエルチェルファミリー、クレミングスファミリー、ペックファミリー、ホーストンファミリー、平田家、アイセックスファミリー、浜川家、モーリスファミリー、中原家、オーラーファミリー、パスコアファミリー、アッシスファミリー、トゴノンファミリー、パバラテファミリー、サハラ家、坂田家、ズームウォーファミリー、ブリドルズバーガーファミリー、エヴァンスファミリー、川崎家、ホーリングスワーファミリー、瀬川家、浦田家、ブラウンファミリー、テプナッパファミリー、ジョーファミリー、厚井家、厚野家、ガアンファミリー、福田家、岡崎家、ロペーズファミリー、ゴームスファミリー、ハムフェルドファミリー、菅原家、横塚家、ギルモアファミリー、ベッセルファミリー、ディアーズファミリー、フロレーズファミリー、ブリオネスファミリー、ブイファミリー、ランジェンダーファミリー、プリベットファミリー、プロクターファミリー、ブラックファミリー、大谷家、ヤフソ家、永田家、沖本家、浜井家、岡家、山城家、ダウファミリー、ゼノンファミリー、高橋家、長川家、宮本家、岩下家、井田家、グリーンハウスファミリー、青野家、山城家、森里家、羽生家、森本家、小垣家、ビートルファミリー、クレアファミリー、エビファミリー、エーンシャーファミリー、オットンファミリー、ミードファミリー、ミークファミリー、ラッセルファミリー、シューパートファミリー、テイトムファミリー、ワンファミリー、ユン家の統通、親よよの親うからやからもろもろの御霊の神たちに熱く御礼申し上げ、立て祭ります。ありがとうございます。吉高家、中山家、新山家、西井家、石川家、武田家、川家、碇家、藤本家、池川家、松本家、佐伯家、田中家、オフェロファミリー、アイビーファミリー、サンチェスファミリー、ランデロスファミリー、ホエリーファミリー、フォンファミリー、ピンファミリー、オータファミリー、リムファミリー、矢部家、クラウスファミリー、深川家、古谷家、ホーンファミリー、井上家、唐川家、ケントファミリー、ランファミリー、宮川家、森脇家、中津家、岡崎家、大村家、杉本家、鏡家、谷口家、梅本家、浦田家、和田家、渡辺家、山本家、山内家、安武家、親中ファミリー、キングファミリー、スペンサーファミリー、ウィンザーファミリーの統通、親よよの親うからやからもろもろの御霊の神たち、つく御礼申し上げ、立て祭ります。ありがとうございます。教派神道金光教サンディゴ教会、金光教北サンディゴカウンティ集会、金光教チュラビスタ校舎、 本公教ウィッタローズヒル教会、並びにメキシコ、ポーランドにおける広前にご縁のあるもろもろの家の先祖代々の御霊の神、並びに有縁無縁もろもろの御霊の神様に厚く厚く御礼申し上げたで祭ります。これの御霊屋に静まりますよよの御親たちの御霊のオンラインにかしこみも間を咲く。On behalf of the Ujiko of the San Diego Church, North County San Diego Gathering, the Chula Vista Kosha, Whittier Rose Hills Church, the Hiromayas in Mexico and Poland, as well as those living in Japan, Poland, Estados Unidos Mexicanos, San Diego County, Imperial County, Los Angeles County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County, Ventura County, the states of Arizona, Colorado, Hawaii, Nevada, New Jersey, New York, Oklahoma, and Texas. I offer the following prayer. At this time, we will also remember and honor those who passed away in the month of August. 今日そのご尊父様、the father of 金光大臣、神取十平君の御霊の神。金光教西崎教会初代、教祖直神、the founder of the Saizaki Church and an apostle of 金光大臣、片岡次郎白牛の御霊の神。金光教小倉教会初代、the founding minister of the 小倉 Church、桂松平泉地立つくねうしゅうの御霊の神。金光教入田教会三大教会長、教祖直神、the third head minister of the Utah Church, and an apostle of 金光大臣、山本貞次郎氏の御霊の神。金光教烏丸教会初代、founding minister of the 烏丸 Church、高橋宇之助伊豆正幸秋高牛の御霊の神。金光教大阪教会三大教会長、the third head minister of the 大阪 Church、三代白神真日牛の御霊の神。金光教ホノルル教会初代、founding minister of the Honolulu Church、児玉正幸道分真心牛の御霊の神。金光教小倉教会三大教会長三女、the third head minister of the 小倉 Church's third daughter、桂徳子、宝玉徳、多江大井らつめの御霊の神。金光教大連教会、岡山中部教会初代夫人、the founding minister's wife of the 大連 Church and the 岡山中部 Church、松山一都知の御霊の神。金光教木山教会初代、founding minister of the 木山 Church、矢野岩次郎の牛の御霊の神。金光教芸美教会初代五男、the fifth son of the founding minister of the 芸美 Church、佐藤博俊牛の御霊の神。金光教玉水教会三代教会長夫人、the third head minister's wife of the 玉水 Church、湯川文夫姫の御霊の神。Alice Cora Meek の御霊の神。Harold Aloysius Ryan の御霊の神。谷口冬子の御霊の神。Loran Ciano の御霊の神。Vlastakis 三江の御霊の神。矢吹俊美グレンおじの御霊の神。坂田はじめの御霊の神。Clemmings 達子、水あやめ舞正大名の御霊の神。Reverend 三江若松の御霊の神。Reverend 正義清水の御霊の神。井川五郎の御霊の神。井川豊の御霊の神。藤本義雄の御霊の神。山内清美の御霊の神。池川真夫の御霊の神。池川近江の御霊の神。藤貞代の御霊の神。阿久根哲夫の御霊の神。山口光の御霊の神。カイ・ヘンリーの御霊の神。ただ陽子の御霊の神。アコスタ・マリアの御霊の神。Together, the San Diego Whittier Rose Hills Church and the Mexico and Poland Hiromai Ohana have gathered today to offer our hearts of appreciation to all of you for everything you have done for each of us, society, and the world. We thank you for continuing to be in and a part of our lives. We offer special appreciation to the following mitama who are celebrating honorary years this month of August. 金光教小倉教会初代、the founding minister of the 小倉 Church、桂松平泉地立つくね牛の御霊の神、110 years。 金光教烏丸教会初代 Founding Minister of the 烏丸 Church 高橋伊之助伊豆正幸秋高牛の御霊の神85 years 金光教玉水教会三代教会長夫人 The third head minister's wife of the Tamamizu Church 湯川文雄姫の御霊の神35 years 谷口文子冬子の御霊の神55 years 藤貞代の御霊の神25 yearsラスタケス三重の御霊の神15 years Reverend 正義清水15 years ただ陽子の御霊の神15 years To all the Mitama called upon this morning, we offer our heartfelt thanks for your constant watchfulness, protection, and gentle guidance. Mahalo Anumi for wrapping us each day in your unseen kindness, love, and grace. We know there are moments when we falter, when we test your patience, and when we stumble in our judgment. For those times, we offer our humble apologies, and we thank you for loving us still. Your humor, guidance, and unwavering presence are gifts we treasure beyond words. We humbly ask that you continue to embrace us with your love, compassion, and virtue. Grant us the strength to persevere through life's many trials, never losing hope or heart, especially in these turbulent times, in our streets, in our government, and across the world. Guide us to turn our hearts toward Kami, and together let us place our trust in Kami's boundless grace. Walk beside us and lead us to cultivate hearts that embrace all people. May our light shine forth without boundary or condition, enfolding all, regardless of race, nationality, body, sexual orientation, gender identity, age, ability, or calling. We ask that you guide your descendants to the church, that they may learn to live the teachings of love, humanity, and peace. We also call out to the departed souls whose lives are torn by the ravages of war, the cruel grips of nature, of natural calamities, and the shadows of violence and crime. With heartfelt sincerity, we extend our prayers and love to you for the sorrowful circumstances that untimely severed your earthly ties. May your spirits find solace and restoration. May you embrace the balm of peace and the salve of forgiveness toward those who sought such grievous deeds. Our fervent plea, in union with Tenchi Kane, is for your gentle touch to soothe the wounds of the afflicted, to console shattered hearts, and to guide bereaved families towards serenity. Together, let us weave not a tapestry of mere tolerance, but one radiant with the profound essence of love. Let our collective endeavor create a sanctuary where tragedies and wars find no foothold, where the light of compassion illuminates every corner of existence. To all gathered here today, we offer our heartfelt thanks. We recognize that these words can never fully capture the depths of gratitude we hold for the immeasurable gifts you have bestowed upon and shaped us, shaped us, and sustained us. These gifts have continued to guide the paths we tread. 我ら、これよりも信心の道を共に歩み、日々信心の行事、ごようにお仕えしつつ、神徳、霊徳の徳積みを共に気づかせていただきたく、御願い申し上げ立てまつります。それぞれの信心が調和のうちに育まれ、我が身の光、そして御霊の御光もまた、いよいよ明るく高く、そして遠くへと放たれんことを、天地金の神様のご恩光に照らされし、我らの光がご愛念に満ちたる輝きとして、ようよう代々にわたり、人の道を照らす一条の進化とならせたまえ。Here we remember the teachings of Ikemi Konko Daijin. Quote, all those living between heaven and earth are the beloved children of Kami. There is no stranger, end quote. Beloved Mitama, may this truth guide you as it guides us. Walk with us as siblings of the same Kami, and let us all be light to one another. As this prayer draws to a close, we beseech that all revered Mitama of this month, along with the kin of those summoned forth, and all who perished in wars and tragedies, graciously accept our prayers, hearts, and humble offerings. May you bestow upon us your boundless love, virtues, and supplications. May your gentle guidance, protective embrace, and enriching influence grace our lives with each passing day. この葉月のご信仰をいただき、ご霊人様と愛ともに、この月の歩みを始め立て祭ります。進みゆく力を与えられた月にあたって、心を燃やすことなく、曇らせることもなく、明るく、正しく、誠をもって、信心の道を踏みしめ、ご霊人様と共に、令和8年8月の歩みを確かに進め祭らんと、ここに心を定め、慎みを敬い申し上げ立て祭ります。Let us choose to walk together in faith, moving forward with vitality and courage, guided by clarity, warmed by compassion, and strengthened by a faith that ignites action without losing balance. May this year's energy carry us forward not in haste, but in purpose, as we walk hand in hand with invitamos and with one another. Me ke aloha pume hana. Mahalo. Now, please raise your heads. Do tomoni haere, 4 sincere claps along with the head officiant. Yukawa umashi michiteru mi hashira ushi haishi. Appreciation prayer for the founding minister of the Tamamizu Church. Haware hawo gumo shita wa shiki yukawa no ushi haya. Haware awo gumo shita wa shiki yukawa no ushi haya. 青われしのぶも懐かしきうましみちてるみ柱うしはや。若の浦和の清き深きみ心持ちて。神をいやまい道を尊び。何はへの広き遠きみ思い持ちて。 世を哀れみ人を救いて、道の御光をわんまかがし、教えの恵みを国かがし、人の世のもと罪地を極め尽くし、神と人と一つなることわりを、まさやかに教えまつぶさに示したまいし、大き高きみいさおをとうとみ、祭りいやびまつらくを、めぐしときこし橋とみそなわして、道の行く手をは松日のいやとに守り、教えの子らが行く末を、照る月のいやひろに恵みたまえと、かしこみも申す。Please open your prayer books to page 36 for Sosen Sanji. 教養の親は、我が家の神、我が神と心尽くしていつきまつらんな。心尽くしていつきまつらんな。尊きみ親の神たちよ。海の子のために家の柱の沈め立てたまい。初子のために世のなりわいよ。守り助けたまい。隔離世の見えぬ境にましませども見尽くしみの御心は映しよに変わらせたまわず先見たまのまさきく先は言えたまい。くしみたまのくしびに恵みたまいて、志は薪の柱の動きなくなりは火は結ぶつなめのゆるびなく真心清らに励み努めしめたまいうからやから和らぎあいてひにけん浦安く楽しましめたまい。ついに移し世のことを得て、神の御門に参らん時には、必ずしも迎え取りたまい。右尽くしみをこむらしめたまわん。ものと神の実りの絶えなるをかしこみかたじけなみみ親の恵みのおぼろげならぬを嬉しみ喜び申すことをみ心も涼やかにひこしめしたまえと申す。花くしびのみ親のみたま。花くしびのみ親のみたま。花ととのみ親の神。花ととのみ親の神。Please open your prayer book to page 19 for the newly departed soul prayer. Spirit of the newly departed, we love you now and forever. Fond memories of you fill our hearts. We shall miss your physical presence. Yet you will remain in our hearts forever. We pray for your eternal happiness. We sincerely pray with heart and soul. As a beloved child of Kami, you were given the gift of life and sought to live it fully each and every day. As you leave your physical form, please listen to our prayers. Whether in your physical or spiritual form, the universe is your eternal home. May you always be blessed with a peaceful heart. Know that you are always embraced by Kami's love. 起動拝礼 4 sincere claps. Chidou Haire 4 sincere claps. Please open your prayer books to page 6 for the recitation of the Tenchi Kakitsuke. Kigami Konko Daijin Tenchi Kane no Kami Isshin ni negae. Kigami Konko Daijin Tenchi Kane no Kami Isshin ni negae. おかげは我が心にあり。おかげは我が心にあり。今月今日で頼め。今月今日で頼め。Pray sincerely with all your heart. Be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within. Hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever. On this very day, pray. Oración de Tenchi Kakitsuke. A través de Ikiami Konko Daijin, Oria Tenchi Kane no Kami, con todo el corazón. A través de Ikiami Konko Daijin, Oria Tenchi Kane no Kami, con todo el corazón. La gracia divina depende del corazón de cada uno. La gracia divina depende del corazón de cada uno. Ahora en este momento. Ahora en este momento. Chidou Haire 4 sincere claps. Ooh, good morning, everybody. Aloha kakahiyaka. Good morning from, to those of you in Tijuana. Aloha, aloha. So thank you. First of all, thank you all very much for joining us this morning for our service, for the Mitama service. It was a pretty long list of names. I know I didn't realize August had a long list of names, but it's a long list of names on there. So I'm very grateful we were all able to show appreciation to them as well. Today, I want to talk about toku or virtue. And we're so used to hearing the word toku. We hear about the word virtue, and then we always wonder, well, what is it, or how can we achieve it, or how can we receive it? And I think virtue has so many different meanings, and I think they're all right. I think there's nothing wrong with looking at virtue as a sense of trust. I don't think it's wrong to look at it as a sense of aloha. I don't think it's wrong to think of it as a sense of power. There's some kind of power within virtue. And I think it's so important. So much so that if you look at page 137 in the Voice of the Universe, on page, I'm sorry, not teaching 137 on page 44. Kyosu-sama teaches us, quote, Kami's virtue may be with you even after death and passed down to future generations. It can be received by anyone who practices faith. The virtue of Kami is unlimited, end quote. And when you think about this here, like the virtue of Kami-sama, many times, many ministers will say, well, toku really is about the trust that Kami's virtue, or shintoku, is one that Kami-sama gives to you because Kami-sama trusts you. Not wrong. I think there's a sense of trust there, but to hand it down from generation to generation means there's something more to toku that meets the eye. It's not just a trust, but there's a special gift, a special power. We've heard of families that have special gifts, people who have special gifts, special talents, whether it be a musical gift. That is a gift. That's a toku into itself, right? People who are just gifted artistically. I was never given that gift. I wish I had that gift. My mother was someone who was gifted with just being able to do crafts. I mean, something that my grandmother, my mom's mom, this is a woman. This was a woman who couldn't do crafts to save her life. But my great grandmother was a craftswoman. Her work is just, in fact, I brought some of her work back. Oh, I think I brought the zabu. I don't know what a zabuton is, like the pillow for your butt or something. That I don't know how to translate zabuton into English, but I brought her the zabuton that my great grandmother made back here to San Diego. My great grandmother had that gift, had that talent, had that virtue that she worked on for, I don't know how long she's worked on that. Really, I don't know. But this is something that my mother inherited, such a gift, and this can be passed on to both the living and those who have passed on, Kyoso-sama, I think, defines. What's interesting is in this teaching, though, from Kyoso-sama, it says passed on from to future generations. And typically, I think the word in here that's being used is shison, or one's descendants. And it's interesting because the fifth Konko-sama shared with me a following teaching. He wrote, virtue. Everybody can receive virtue if you have faith in Kami. That virtue is something that can be brought into the next generation, or even to posterities. Let me repeat that again, because it was huge. And this morning, as I was looking at this teaching over again, let me share with you again. Konko-sama taught, this is the fifth Konko-sama, the late Reverend Heiki Konko taught, virtue. Everybody can receive virtue if you have faith in Kami. That virtue is something that can be brought into the next generation, or even to posterities. When we look at this particular teaching, it says next generation. So I don't know what was in Konko-sama's mind, but this is written in English from Konko-sama to me. Can be brought into the next generation. It means someone who is not even born can receive this virtue. Right? When we think about it again, let's think about it again. Can be brought into the next generation. What is this next generation? What is this next generation? And so this is where, or even to posterities. At a faith training institute one year, this is many years ago, I was with a minister from Hawaii, and she said, oh, unless you get married and have children, you cannot, I'm trying to remember her words correctly. If you are not married and you don't have children, you are creating meguri, or sins, and that you won't receive Kami-sama no okage. You cannot receive blessed favors of Kami. You cannot receive virtues of Kami. I heard that, and for not even lack of a better word, I was so pissed off. Not even lack of, I was so upset. I slammed my hand on the table, and I it was a brief moment in time. I got mad, and then I slammed my hand on the table, and I shouted, how dare you disrespect my aunt? And everyone who was around me was like, Todd, didn't you see what just happened now? Like, I wasn't even paying attention to her. I was just in my own space. I said, how dare you disrespect my aunt? How dare you say such things about her like that? I was so pissed off that I had not realized what had happened to her. Because what had happened to her after she made that comment, her chest, this immediate chest pain, it was a sharp, she described it as a sharp chest pain. And everyone was worried, is she having a heart attack? This sharp chest, and it wasn't in her heart, it was her whole chest received this sharp pain. And I said, no, why? What happened? Because I'm pretty upset at what she just said. And they said, she just felt this sharp pain in her chest. As she apologized, she said that what she said was a mistake. What she said was a mistake. Oh, really? I was still pretty upset. And I said, really? And she looked at me and she apologized directly to me, realizing that she had, the church that she had taken over, was my aunt's church. The church that she had said and she didn't mean to say something that this is just what she's learned all through her life. All through her life, this is what she has learned. And obviously what she had learned was incorrect, because she took over a church where my aunt didn't have children. My aunt viewed her membership, her ujiko, as her children. Those are her children. And so this is where I look at what the fifth Kongo-sama said, even to posterity. So I had to look up that word, like, okay, I know what posterities mean, but what does it really mean? So I looked up the word descendants and posterities. And posterities doesn't just mean one's descent. It means those who will carry on, those who will continue on. It doesn't have to be blood related. It does not have to be blood related. So I really thought this was really interesting. I thought this was really, really interesting because Kyoso-sama, the fifth Kongo-sama, really kind of gave something to me, saying that I don't have, and let me just also continue at the second, I think it's the second to the last Mexico gathering that we had. And we had it with a young man named Justin at with Dr. Gilmore. And I did a presentation very similar to what Kyoji Sensei's presentation was on. We talked about virtue. And Dr. Gilmore said something very powerful, something that I had not expected. He said to me, because he himself, that presentation had reshaped his thinking and mentality on toku. And he said, the toku of the Chula Vista Kosha is what comes over into Mexico, here into Tijuana. I'm like, what? Like, I had never thought of that. I've never seen that before. I've never realized that until he said the virtue of the Chula Vista, where we are at now. Remember, unfortunately, we don't have the San Diego church doesn't have a proper home at the moment. Right now, we are just sort of waiting until that home can be opened up again. So everything is done here at the Chula Vista Kosha. The Chula Vista Kosha we have been performing services here for over a year, about close to will almost be a year and a half in December. And this is where we build, this Kosha has been building toku onto itself. When all of you pray with us, that toku is a part of here. Your energies come here. And so the toku, and I didn't even realize, I just think of this as goyo. This is my goyo. I don't think of it as anything else. I don't think of it as accumulating virtue here. But this virtue continues with people like Mark, people like Justin, people in Mexico City who watch us as well. It continues. Believe me, if I end up adopting a child, that's one thing, but I have no intentions of having children. I don't. I'm one of the most selfish people in the world. I don't want children. But much like my aunt, my congregation is my ohana. This is my ohana. And so it is all of you that it goes to, not me. It is all of you that toku goes to. At the same time, when we talk about posterities, I don't think it just limits it to the living. It also limits it to those who it expands it to those who have even passed on. Kyosu-sama even taught us on page 22, teaching 68, quote, immortality is important for humans. Immortality is when others keep praying for you after you die, end quote. Let me repeat that again. Quote, immortality is important for humans. Immortality is when others keep praying for you after you die, end quote. This is from Gorikai 2, Kondo Tsuru. Think about this. Think about this. And this is almost like a very interesting puzzle that's been put together. If toku can be passed on to the next generation, if toku can be passed on to the next generation, if it can be passed on to posterity, which includes those who have passed away and those who are living, those not related to us by blood, for each of us, immortality becomes important because Kyosu-sama in this teaching teaches us two things. One, what the ultimate death is. The ultimate death is when someone forgets you, when you're not prayed to. This is why we have the list of names. You hear family names. This is why every month I insist on honoring each individual's name, not just their family name that covers their families, but that individual. This is why towards twice a year, during the grand memorial services, we read out the names of every single person, one crack, twice a year, so that they will not have the ultimate death, but they have immortality. But keep in mind one more thing. Immortality is when others keep praying for you. The second thing Kyosu-sama is teaching us in this, and I just didn't realize it until I was preparing for this service, praying is a form of action. Praying is a form of action. When we call upon the name of our ancestors, when we pray to them, when we talk to them, this is a form of action. By performing this action, we are accumulating virtue, and at the same time, so are those who have passed away. When I pray for all of you, all of you are not just receiving okage. All of you are not just receiving toku. So are those who have passed on. This was such a huge revelation to me as I was preparing for this sermon. Because praying is an action. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I talked about intoku. Intoku is when we do some kind of service towards other people. It's a virtue that we don't receive, we give away. It's a virtue that we give away. Kyosu-sama talked about this. He didn't call it intoku, but he talked about it. Well, if we look in the Voice of the Universe, page 44, 1/3, teaching 139, quote, without thinking of social position, without arguing, without holding conceit for being educated, and with pure sincerity, Kami's door will be open to you to receive divine virtue. In other words, when we do things quietly, silently, without receiving recognition for them, not wanting recognition for them, that is when we begin to receive intoku. I'm sorry, not receive. This is when intoku is given to other people. This I want to equate it to the word aloha, because aloha is something that we give away without expectation of it being returned back. Without expectation of it being returned back to us. Intoku then leads to nintoku, receiving that trust from other humans. And as we receive more and more of that trust, Kami-sama sees that. And so you receive not just the trust of Kami-sama. Kami-sama says, ooh, if you're going to help this person through your job, if you're going to help this person through creating crafts or playing music or through prayer, you need shintoku. I need to give you something so that you can continue to help these people. It's cyclical. It's this amazing cyclical power, gift, trust that's given from Kami-sama directly to us, but we have to show our dedication. We have to show that we deserve it. And yet, here's the thing. We shouldn't be performing intoku or aloha with the expectation of getting anything. That is probably one of the most difficult things for any human to accomplish. I'll tell you, I fell into that trap before. I understand it. But when we look at those just amazing individuals in our lives, people who have touched our hearts, were they searching for recognition? Or did they do what they did out of aloha? Because they wanted to. They secretly did something without telling others. You know, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But when we talk about toku, to receive this trust, to receive this special gift, to receive this special power, it comes down to quote, without thinking of social position, without arguing, without holding conceit for being educated, and with pure sincerity, Kami's door will be open to you to receive divine virtue. That's pretty heavy. I didn't expect today's sermon to be so heavy, but in preparation for this, it just was one thing after another thing after another thing that, and it makes sense why many of us are so blessed to have ancestors who have great virtue. Whether great reitoku or the virtue of the mitama, great shintoku, or that virtue from Kami-sama. So with that, I'm going to stop there because it's pretty heavy. I know. I'll stop there. But thank you all for joining us today here at the Chula Vista Kosha for the San Diego Church, Whittier Rose Hills Church, and the Hiromais in Mexico and Poland for our August memorial service. Just some quick updates for the calendar. On August 26th, which is a Wednesday, the Chula Vista Kosha will have its monthly ceremony. From August 29th to 30th, I will be in Los Angeles. I'm going to Los Angeles on the 29th. I'll be in LA for the preparation for Reverend Wakiko Igawa's funeral and to do some Budaisai shopping. So that's going to be a really long day for me. On September 1st, we'll have our monthly appreciation prayer service. On September 13th, we will have the Tenchi Kane monthly ceremony. And then on September 19th, we will have the Autumn Grand Memorial Ceremony of Virtue, the Oyobi Dashi. It's a Saturday, and it'll be at 3:30 when I call out the names of the deceased. If you have a name of an ancestor or friend or someone you would like read out, please pass on their name to me by September 13th. That'll be the last day. This way I can get them all in and put them in an appropriate area because I have to print all of these things every year. And then September 20th will be our Autumn Grand Memorial Ceremony of Virtue. September 26th, some of you have asked about, again, my mother's services. I just need to receive confirmation from Reverend Koichi Konko. I will not be conducting the service, though, because as my mother is now a member of the Honolulu Church, I'm asking Koichi Sensei and Reverend Edna Matsu. Hopefully, they'll be able to do the service, to do my mother's 100-day service and the Go Shisai. So I'll try to see if Koichi Sensei can hook me up with something so that we can have the services for all of you to see. October 11th is our Autumn Grand Ceremony for Ikigami Konko Daiji. I'm just waiting for our guest speakers. I'm just waiting for them to say, okay. Before I say their names. October 14th will be our October monthly memorial ceremony. October 17th, I will be in Los Angeles. I will leave on the 16th. Am I leaving on the 16th? I forgot what I'm leaving sometime, but October 17th will be the funeral service for Reverend Wakiko Igawa at Rose Hill Cemetery. It will start at 1 o'clock p.m. 1 o'clock? 11 o'clock? I gotta double check. Sorry, let me double check. I keep forgetting. But I'll be there. If you are on the list, I will give you, and if you would like to be on the list, please let me know. I can give you all the updates by that time. think it's 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, something like that. October 18th to the 25th, I will not be here. I will not be in the country. I will be going to our parent church for their Godaisai, and then I will go to headquarters. So if you'd like to send an offering to our parent church for their Godaisai or to headquarters, please send your offerings through the mail to the post box. But we will also be having Reverend Wakiko Igawa's inurnment ceremony at the Fukuzaki Church. Igawa Sensei has her family grave in Fukuzaki, nearby the Fukuzaki Church. And then finally, October 28th will be the Chula Vista Kosha's monthly ceremony. So October and September are pretty, very busy months for me. Yeah, and I will make sure that this is all sent out by email as well. If you, and I ask, please, if you have the time to fill out the Omairi attendance form, which is in the description on YouTube, that's in that's the Forms app. So if you can do that, that would be great. In that particular Forms app, it will have, if you wish to add any additional names, please, you can put it in there as well. As many as you want. You don't have to just put one. You can put 2 or 3. That's perfectly, or more. That's perfectly fine. And if I can get that by the 13th of September, that'd be great. That allows me the time to just kind of put everything in the proper place for the reading. But thank you all very much for attending today's ceremony. I'm very grateful for all of you being here. Please take care. Please stay safe. Ahui ho malamapono. Thank you.